Morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's Jeff Kennedy, Space Surfer, along with Jessica Kelly for another News at the Beach. Today is Saturday, November 2nd, crack of dawn, and we're going to get in the car. We're going from the Patrick Air Force Base all the way to Port Canaveral, Florida. So join us. Hop in the car.
All right, that's a little better. It's a little brighter here for us today on this lovely Saturday. We're going to go get you some good events, weather, rockets, tides, high school scores. We've got all kinds of stuff to tell you. I'm going to send you over to Jeff first with some weather.
That's right. Big news last night is the Cocoa Beach High School beat Pearson Wildcats 21-20.
21-20 was the score. We won with a lot of kicks, and it was a
Close game.
nail biter.
Yeah, and for weather, we've got temps in the low 80s all week. We're going to have more wind. We've had a ton of wind around here. I think everybody's tired of wind. We're ready to get to some sunny days. We've been trying to shoot photos and do drone footage and been struggling with that a little bit because of the wind. We do have a high tide coming up at...
Wait, we've got a chance of rain in a midweek. I wanted to mention to everybody. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be your biggest chances of rain, about 40% chance, so plan accordingly.
That's right. There could be rain showers basically coming in off the ocean throughout the week. We also have surf in the 3 to 4 foot range. We have the National Kidney Foundation contest coming up next weekend, so good conditions to prepare for that. We have a high tide at 9 a.m. today, and yeah, pretty good conditions outside. Just, intermittent storms, it looks like. And we're taking you up to Port Canaveral this morning.
Sunset tonight's going to be at 6:38, and that brings us to daylight savings time, which is also going to be tonight. We're going to set those clocks. We're going to fall forward, and we're going to hopefully get some, actually, spring forward, fall back. We're falling back. We're getting an extra hour. So those we'll get some extra light in the morning time, which will be really nice.
Yeah, and we needed it this morning when we tried to start the shot. We got up at 5:30, but we were about an hour ahead of the sun. So you kind of can understand for those early morning risers, we're starting to become more of an early morning riser, and I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't want to go out and walk the beach until it's light out. So one of our boys in blue.
Speed check, passed it.
Yeah. And yeah, so we got space this week. What do we got in space?
Yeah, with that time change, we're going to make sure that November 3rd, which is Sunday, we got a Falcon 9 Starlink SpaceX. That launch window opens at 4:57 p.m. And then our next launch is going to be a cargo resupply for SpaceX. That's going to be November 4th, the next day, at 9:29 p.m. And this one, Jeff, comes back to land. So remember, wait the 8, and you'll see that booster land back onto land, which is always fun to watch.
Yeah, so it's usually about 8 minutes after the takeoff that the landing comes back. And I always get a kick out of, even when you think it's done, people start walking off the beach, and then that sonic boom, it even gets me.
It gets me every time, too.
Yeah, so...
Can't help it with that one. But there's been some fun stuff in space going on lately, so it's always fun to watch that.
As you can tell, Cocoa Beach is getting their trash cleaned up from the storm. They had big time Halloween festivities throughout the weekend. Cocoa Beach does it pretty good. They have a big turnout. We have a couple neighborhoods in the Cocoa Isles, the back part of the island where it's actually big enough to not just be A1A. Yeah, and the turnout was great this year.
That's where all the kids love to do their trick-or-treating. It's always fun back there. Lots of neighborhood. Jessica
was a pregnant girl. Other suggestions, a nun.
That was a good idea. That would have been a fun one. Lot to explain.
A beer belly.
Yeah, this is my beer belly. That would have been a fun one too. Lots of fun pregnancy costumes I could come up with. I'm bringing mom jokes back.
Typical Jeff humor. I watch the news and This is just a joke Jessica wasn't going to let me do anyways, so I wanted to do one, all these warnings about if the light on at the house, isn't on at the house, that they're probably a sex offender. And, I just thought it'd be funny to come outside to a bunch of people with like burning steaks and like guns ready to kill a person. And I look up and my light bulb's burned out, and I say, man, that's a hell of a time for a light bulb to burn out. So anyway, yeah, I still want to do it. I had to tell you, yeah, Jeff humor. We're going to show you coconuts real quick. We always take you through downtown Cocoa Beach to see what's really happening. And yeah, this weekend there's lots going on. This is the Satellite Beach Founders Day weekend. They have a Founders Day festival today, including a parade.
They do. That's going to be at the DRS Community Center, and that's going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll be fun to go see our friends down south. We went to the Cape Canaveral Friday Fest last night, so we saw our friends to the north last night and enjoyed our time there.
Yeah, cool. We also they have a marketplace there at the Founders Day Festival. We know about a lot of marketplaces because we're doing these puff print tie-dyes, and we're trying to get into a couple of them, and they're all booked. So I think there's just like everybody excited to go out, and it's one of those events where you generally have live music, a place to have a few good drinks, and shop around without feeling pressure. I've been really hung up on people who have their hands out the window with their cigarettes, because generally they're dropping cigarette butts on the ground. Just a pet peeve of mine. We'll get back to the information at hand.
That's always a big old pet peeve of mine. We've got some events going on at the Surfside Playhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Rent, the rock musical.
And that started yesterday.
It did, yeah. It started yesterday, and it's running through November 17th. They've got showings on Fridays at 8 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays at 2, and they have a special evening performance on November 16th at 8 p.m., so that should be a fun one.
Now, we've been hearing like the warm-ups for this performance, and these guys are really good. I mean, the sounds and the songs in that show, I never really understood what was so good about Rent, but it's the music. Really just has a great soundtrack, I guess, if you would.
It does. It has a great soundtrack, great musical to listen to, and you'll be tapping your feet along and singing along the whole time.
6,500,000. And yeah, so we've been doing our improv classes on Monday night. There is an improv show coming up in a couple weeks that Jessica and I, neither of us are really looking forward to.
We may or may not let you know about it.
Yeah. And
the Titusville Playhouse, they've got Anastasia playing also at the same time through November 17th. So if the kiddos want to see a nice musical, Anastasia's playing up there.
Yeah, and isn't there some other events? I think they got a chili cook-off in Port St. John today. Sorry if we're all over the place. There's a ton of events this weekend.
Ton of events going on. But yeah, Chili Festival is always fun. That one is actually on Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, and those guys up in Port St. John can cook some chili. I am a big-time chili guy, so I'm really thinking about going up and checking out at that event. They also have local food trucks and some vendors up there too.
We'll take the cooler weather, a dip into the low 80s. We'll call that a dip in cool weather. Let's start the Chili Fest.
Yeah, we do need the cool weather. I bought a bunch of sweatshirts, and I'm like, where is the cool weather? All right, now we wanted to come down the road Saturday morning, 8 a.m., when it was hopefully quiet on A1A and you could kind of get through town. We're taking you up to Port Canaveral. The town has recovered pretty well from the storm. We've recovered pretty much back to normal. We did take a trip across the state this week over to Port Richey, and there's a lot of damage, a lot of ripped up signage on the roads. Our dentist server, he lost his entire appointment book. So people basically show up and he's like, oh, okay, I guess we got a cleaning, and they're having to really wing it.
Yeah, the West Coast definitely got hit harder than the East Coast on this one, and our friends over on the West Coast, our hearts go out to them, and
Yeah.
hopefully they bounce back pretty quickly.
Yeah, we think everything's back to normal, and it's just not. So keep that in mind. You know, everybody's got their own deal.
This is true. What else did we do this past week? This past week we also did the Mayhem on Minutemen. That was super fun for Halloween out at the high school. All the kids put on a haunted house performance, and this year we had 2 different paths to choose from: the Jason path or the Michael path.
Yeah. Now, just from a critical standpoint, they used to let you in through the auditorium and run a single path. It's just almost got confusing because they almost reversed it.
We showed up at the exit, I think, which was like
all good. I just think next year do a single path. It's these kids, they put their hearts and souls into this, so I don't want to critique it in a bad way. Both paths were excellent. Lots of clowns in the Jason one.
Yes.
The Michael one was really good too. Seesaws and creepy girls.
Very scary stuff. Very good performance by both the kids at the high school, and they paired with the actors at the Surfside Playhouse. So nice collaboration there in town. Always good to see.
I don't know if I even saw it in the Surfside Playhouse, but yeah, they did the year before. Needless to say, a must-do event. $10, well worth it.
Well worth it. I also saw that the Project Graduation has started with their Get Flocked. So if you know anybody that wants a bunch of, or doesn't want a bunch of flamingos in their front yard, look into Project Graduation donation. Get Flocked.
Oh yeah.
That's a fun one.
So we've got King Center events. We've got.
We do. Let's go down to Melbourne and see what we got going on down there.
I know Kool and the Gang, they're playing next weekend.
Kool and the Gang. Who doesn't love that? November 9th at the King Center. And the day before, on the 8th, is the Classic Album Lime's The Lithium Experience. If you're into 90s music, one of our friends here in town, Shane, he'll be playing the guitar. 13 different guitars, I hear, during that performance, so that should be fun.
Yeah, that's Shane from Vintage, and he is just a guitar. He's phenomenal. So we highly recommend going to see any of the Classic Album Live shows. They will not disappoint you. This one is all 90s grunge rock, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Silverchair, you name it. And
if you're into game shows, whoa, we survived that one.
Dude, that was tight. You know, it's 30 and, you know, it's like 3 foot and choppy. You know, guys are getting it.
Maybe the waves are going off. We're going to find out.
They're not. They're definitely not. That's why we're doing News of the Beach.
Not that intensely.
So anyway, and we are in the slow lane.
We are in the slow lane. I
don't know. Heavy claim. Oh, my God.
But getting back to game shows, if you're into game shows, the King Center also has Who's Live Anyway?
Yeah.
That's playing on November 12th, and then on the 14th, Wheel of Fortune.
That's Whose Line Is It Anyway, basically, right?
Pretty much, Whose Line Is It Anyway?
And then this Wheel of Fortune Live is kind of a confusing event because they do give out game show prizes and you play Wheel of Fortune at the event, but you're not actually on live TV doing Wheel of Fortune. And I think that's what I was going for, right?
You do get to spin a replica of the iconic wheel, and you can still win prizes like trips to Paris and to Hawaii. So you can win money, you're just not going to be on TV. So
yeah, a good place to take your grandma.
Very, very good place. You would love that.
Or me. Anyway. So,
now, this next event, I hope you already have tickets to it, because if you don't...
Just going to interrupt you real quick. We're going to check out the pier. The pier's just sustained some damage. We're just going to take you down there and show you. You know, we're trying to show you the area too. You know, you're getting up with us, you're maybe having your coffee, or just watching us throughout the week. And you're like, oh, I live around Cocoa Beach. I want to see that area. I want to see what's going on. And, you know, this is just your typical Saturday morning in Cocoa Beach. You know, you can tell that summer's over. We're into the quieter part of the season. You can get a parking space this time of year, which is nice.
That is always nice. You know, the parking pass too will help you out with that.
You know, and if you want to find out like how your day is going to be, I always say come to the pier. You know, they'll tell you. There's always someone down here that's usually gonna, tell me how life goes.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take you out here for a quick surf check. And as you can tell, there's definitely waves. Not the best waves, but something to go out there and ride. It's still warm. You don't need a wetsuit yet. And a lot of rain on the horizon. Overall, a beautiful day. The pigeons are here. It's the pier.
Pigeons are always here.
Volleyball is happening.
Fun beach volleyball session.
Ready to go?
Alrighty.
So we have entered the super pregnant third trimester pregnancy phase.
Yes, we have. That comes complete with acid reflux and swollen ankles and all part of the fun of it, but also comes with a lot of exhaustion. So, driving Miss Daisy over here, we're gonna continue on with our car ride.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve having a kid. We started going to the pool this week. That's kind of neat. We're going to try to go swimming again today. Take you in reverse for a second.
Floating has been my friend. It seems to take a lot of the weight off of you, so I like that.
Yeah, and we just what kind of advice did you get last night? What didn't you get some advice?
What was the advice last night?
Mrs. V's friend gave you?
Always prop your feet up. She said that will definitely help with the swollen ankles, so as much as I can do that, I can.
And we just were in the Chevron, and the lady asked what we were having, and what'd she say?
I said, I don't know yet, but she said, you look like you're carrying a boy.
She said she had like 4 boys
she
or
has
something?
3 boys herself, and she could tell by the way I was carrying, so we shall see. There's all kinds of myths. My mom keeps holding a string with a needle, and I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, we're in preparation trying to figure out a baby shower.
Gifts have started to arrive, so that's kind of making it real a little bit. So we'll have a spot for everything.
And this is just Ocean Beach Boulevard. I'm going to take you down the back road to the port. I usually go down the back road. Guys don't run me off the road. And obviously it's easier to show you guys the town this way and how things are looking after the storm. It's nothing amazing, but a lot of times I just like to get out of my house when I'm in it, and so that's what YouTube's for. We do have the elections, so you get to see those signs. Hopefully they all go away in a week and we all get back to normal. And I think some people just hide in their house through the election. It's not for everybody. I can feel that there is more tension, so
big reminder, we got election Tuesday, November 5th.
That's right.
Know where your polling place is and go out and vote.
Yeah, and get it all over with.
Yep. Things will get back to normal here eventually.
That's right. And
it'll be nice to see the signs off the road. I am tired of seeing all the political signs. I think everyone is.
Yeah. This is Avon by the Sea, moving up into Cape Canaveral. Dennis from Core Surf is moving his shop to Avon by the Sea. And we were at the Cape Canaveral Friday Fest last night, and it was great. They really have some great events up here. Cape Canaveral is doing a lot when it comes to just the way the town is being ran. It seems like they're getting a lot of traction. They created a brand new like center. What is that called? The healthplex, basically.
Yeah, they have their gymnasium plex up there, and it has a running track up top and all kinds of new and upcoming fun things that they're putting up here in Cape Canaveral.
Jessica did a health clinic.
We did a flu clinic at the City Hall in Cape Canaveral, so it was my first time being in that building. That building's pretty nice.
And you said that building's being built by the same people building the Cocoa Beach building?
Same people that are contracted to do this, the new one in Cocoa Beach is the same one that did the Cape Canaveral building. So
tell us more.
Should be really nice. I hear that the price has almost tripled, but that was 5 years difference ago, and
so what do you mean?
Post-COVID, and so I hear this building costs about $5 million, and the one in Cocoa Beach cost about $13 million. So same contractor, different year, different town, different taxes.
Is the building in Cocoa Beach a lot larger?
Not by much. It probably about the same, but it is on a pretty lot, and it's got that nice grass area in the front, so hopefully they do some nice events there in Cocoa Beach.
Yeah. Put some really large buildings, like we have a really large police station, so you don't want to get in trouble in town.
Now they got nice buildings to put you in.
Yeah.
Well, we did just leave the pier, so I just wanted to tell you about an event that we have going on there next weekend. Is the NKF, which is very fun. That one starts on, they have a kickoff party on Friday at Coconuts, and then Saturday starts the competition, professional and amateur surfing competition at the pier.
We'll be there.
We will be there. That starts at 8 a.m. And then that evening from 6 to 9, they have the NPI Surf Movie Night. That will be at the Drift House, and they'll have the Aloha Hula dancers will be there. It'll be a fun evening. And then the next day they'll continue with competition.
What's the next day?
The next day would be Sunday, November 10th.
Okay.
And competition starts that day at 7:30 a.m., also at the pier.
So does this run Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
It does. Sunday night, there's going to have a Taste of Brevard silent auction.
That's the event you want to go to.
That's the one, 6 to 10, Sunday night.
And that's held where?
And that one is going to be at the Cocoa Beach Country Club.
Okay.
And it has a tropical party of the year theme this year. Sample foods from Brevard's finest restaurants and bid on over 100 auction items.
I'm trying to do a donation. I've been doing dye sublimation videos on our network. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. This one's going to be like an NKF. I'm trying to do a collage of like past event photos and shots. So if there's something that you think of or that I should do, I haven't made the shirt yet. So drop it in the comments.
That'll be a fun thing to submit for them.
Yeah, I'm
The
excited.
admission to that is $35.
Yeah,
at
and
nksurf.com.
how that works is like I'm going to donate those to the NKF, and people donate all types of artwork. Back in the day, Andy Warhol donated stuff to the NKF. Tons of surfboards are there for raffle. All types of stuff, and it's like a silent auction type thing where you basically put in your bid and you can come away with some great swag.
For sure. And then competition wraps up on Monday, November 11th, which is always an odd one where competition wraps up on a Monday, but that starts at 8 a.m. for the competition finals, and then at 2 p.m. will be the team surfing. So if you're in one of the team events, that starts at 2 o'clock on Monday.
And you just can't beat that. I mean, competitive surfing in Cocoa Beach, Florida, which doesn't happen as often as it used to. And it's the National Kidney Foundation. It's for a good cause. All day, all night party. Definitely a weekend that you want to kind of like sleep in a couple days ahead of it, because you're going to need the rest. It's a good time. And yeah, we'll definitely be there. They're going to have waves every day. It's so nice. Even if the waves are choppy, it's just so nice when you get to see like the top competitors from around the area get out here and actually get to surf. So yeah, we'll be there. We're heading back to the main old Atlantic Avenue and my old stomping grounds here in Cape Canaveral.
The trees are so pretty up here.
Yeah, shout out Cape View Elementary. And this is the old Central Avenue. There used to be a bank here on the corner. It's like the one bank on the island that used to get robbed. Like it, for whatever reason, I think it was like the one that people thought they could maybe get in and out of. But yeah, whenever this was a bank, I think it got robbed like 2 or 3 times.
Good thing it's a realtor office now. Now they just rob people.
Yeah. And now back into good old Cape Canaveral.
Good old Cape Canaveral. I'll tell you about some more events going on in town.
What you got?
I've got the 39th Annual Space Coast State Fair.
Oh yeah.
State Fair, Brevard County's State Fair. That's out in Viera.
They have a Michael Jackson, like, what do you call that? Michael Jackson.
It's a tribute show.
Tribute show, and this guy, he's pretty good. It's definitely worth seeing.
Last night was his first night. He's also playing on the 8th and the 15th, so you haven't missed out yet.
I saw a clip of that, and I was like, worth going to see that alone. They have the bracelets a couple days where you can ride all the rides.
They sure do. They've got unlimited ride armbands Monday through Thursday. That's $25, and then on Fridays through Sundays it's $30.
Okay.
They've got over 100 rides, tons of food. All week long they have a different appreciation night. Tuesdays teacher appreciation, Thursdays ladies night, Saturdays kids day. Super fun event to get your kids out there and burn off some energy.
Yeah, I used to love going and watching like the extreme bike shows.
Yeah, some of the shows that they have Experience Wolves of the World show.
Oh.
They have a Squawk the Amazing Bird show. That's on America's Got Talent.
That sounds awesome.
They also have a haunted house, because 'tis the season. Mm-hmm. They have a hypnotist show. They have Meet Diana Ross and Join the Beneficial Bugs Ball.
Oh, wow.
They have professional bull riding shows. That's Friday, November 15th at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday, the 16th and 17th, they'll have professional bull riding. That sounds fun.
Really does.
Yes. And then they have the Extreme Strongman Show. Witness stunning acts of strength by Argentinian phenom Alfonso. Daily shows of him. So, a true state fair here in Brevard County.
Yeah, I used to love going to the Matt Hoffman bike show. Those guys would go out there and bring their ramps. And we'd even get to go there with the school, and it was like, oh my gosh, the school is taking us to watch extreme BMX biking. This is awesome.
Very fun.
Sure to see something at the fair that you did not expect and get your funnel cake.
Always there for the funnel cake and the fun food.
So, one to put on your calendars, King Center, I don't think we mentioned, it's coming up in January, is Chicago.
Yes.
That's a great venue to see a good show. If you've never been to the King Center, highly recommend booking a show there. You don't have to pay to park. There's places like Long Doggers right across the street where you can get a meal before the show, so you don't have to pay a ton of money inside the venue to eat peanuts. They have full liquor bars inside there. They have intermissions. There's not a bad seat in the house, and the pricing is very reasonable. So yeah, if there's a show at the King Center, we're always kind of, bringing that one up, but it's because, it's a great place to see a show. We also wanted to mention Jazz Zoo. That's held at the Brevard Zoo. When is that?
That was the one I hope you had tickets to. That is actually this evening, and it is a sold out event, but it looks like a fun event. They have music, 7 stages across the entire zoo, and they set up a bunch of food stations too, so you can taste food from all around the place.
Oh wow.
All over the 30 top restaurants from around the area. So that one is a fun event. Jazz Zoo at the zoo, but even if you don't go, the zoo's a fun place to hang out also. They've always got fun events going on.
Yeah, it's basically a who's who night at the zoo. Really good food from local restaurateurs.
Yep, and as the weather gets nicer here, the zoo's a very fun place to hang out on the weekends and during the daytime.
That's the best part about fall, is it seems like there's something going on every day. So we're gonna kind of step away from activities and just talk about the port. I'm taking you in on the front end of the port, and just to show you what's going on up here and how much there is to see anytime. If you're bored, you want to get out of the house, you want to just go, hey, what's going on? We're going to show you right now. I'm going to take you through from one boat ramp to the other. And these are just the two main public boat ramps. They've moved them over time. This here, as you come into the port, is like the main observation center. Great place to watch a launch from. They have little port demonstrations inside, but overall it's kind of been a bust in that they just don't know what they're doing with it. They don't really book any events there. It's also kind of a weird sized building inside, but not a bad place for a party. I've been to some cool parties there. I was there for a real estate gig that was really fun. This is just the road that you see from A1A. This takes us down to the main boat ramp, and this is Port Canaveral parking zone now. We have so many cruise ships coming in here, and the port's really moved in the direction of cruise ships. So we're going to show you where a lot of them are docked here in the back bay. These marinas are all going to be moving out of here from what we hear. Most of them are fighting for their ability to stay. Let's just say that, as this just seems like borrowed time in that they're just bringing more infrastructure in as the space industry, grows, and as we get more rockets launched every day. More than likely, this is going to take a more commercial turn in that direction. This marina here to your right, Cape Marina, is one of the last real docking locations where you can work on your boat, and they're really fighting to keep this marina. Matter of fact, I think it's probably slated to close eventually.
Save the marinas.
Yeah.
Also, hands off our parks. There was a Lori Wilson event this past week too. Everybody's at Upward, and we're gonna make sure we save those. I'll put a link in below so you can read more about that.
Yeah.
Back to the port.
Yeah, there's truth to that. Port Canaveral is one of those things that's almost like a city into itself, and it's weird. It runs in different directions at different times. It was taking a direction where it was trying to create an infrastructure of restaurants and places for people to come when they got off the boats, and now it's kind of moved away from that to where they just want to get the people off of the boats and then maybe get them into the area to other things. So we're not really sure which one's working or not working. Like I said, this is just the main boat ramp. Check out some of the sounds of the port. And we're just like anyone else. We like to just get out of the house and look at stuff, and go, hey, what's going on? And it's basically like, oh yeah, there's something over there. Look at that. So, this is our version of that. But there's actually really cool stuff to see. I'm kind of starting you on the boring end with just big boats and catamarans, and if you like boats being worked on, dry dock, which I actually like. Dry dock, I like checking out dry dock storage. It's cool. Makes you remind yourself why you maybe don't want to own a boat, because there are work aspects to it. But
remember, there's always Freedom Boat Club.
Freedom Boat Club, that's right.
You don't own a boat.
Yeah.
The boat is waiting.
Perfect timing. Or, if you own a boat, just take care of it. That too.
Too.
Maintenance is going to be a requirement. All right, I'm going to give you guys a cleanup on here. We're about to go past the SpaceX rockets. We're about to see a bunch of cruise ships in here. Norwegian Cruise Line's over here. The Disney boat's in.
Window down.
Window down for you guys.
There's the Norwegian.
The NCL. And I'll get you back over. I'm going to show you that area where all the restaurants were and are. There's still quite a few good restaurants in the port. Great place to come for the day. If you come out to the port on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m., you can see the commercial fishing boats come back in with their catch, and they hang it up so you can see who's catching what. That's a good way to determine what boat you want to book for the next day. You also can see the cruise ships going out around 3 or 4. 5 and 6 to kind of space them out. And you can also see what SpaceX has going on up here, you know.
Also, you can see this space exploration tower over here. We call it the thumbnail. But it's been closed for a couple of months. They've been doing a lot of repairs in there. I don't know if they've got damage or what they've got, but they've been closed for a little while. Temporarily closed. Trying to find an opening date for y'all.
Then over here to the left, it's the first time there hasn't been a booster out here in a couple days. I actually thought we might even see 2 boosters in here. But what you do see is a big crane and a bunch of white tents. And all these white tents are all of the refurbishment buildings for the boosters. When they're recovered, they literally put them into those tents right there. And that's where they do the refurbishment before they put them back into stock for reuse. So they're really figuring out an efficient way to do it. If you look over here to the left, the SpaceX boat. Saw that guy reversing. It's like, get out of here before I hit you. Take you up here, one of the restaurants, Gators. Keep on coming through here. This is Port Canaveral. My personal recommendation for a boat is the Ocean Obsession or the Orlando Princess here. I like the OP because it goes out at 10:30 in the morning. It comes back at 5. So, you know, you don't have to be an early riser for that one. And, yeah, a lot of good hands on there. Here you got Rusty's at the port. Rusty's, best place for oysters, seafood, fried seafood, hamburgers, a rum runner. Got the Rinker concrete plant on the other side of the port. A lot of cement made over here. And coming up next on the restaurant tour, Fish Lips.
Fish Lips.
Fish Lips is a great place to check out a game upstairs. They have the best entertainment area up there. Great view of the port. Great restaurant downstairs. It's kind of like 2 things in one, more like a bar party area upstairs with a nice restaurant downstairs. And it's a real working port, you know? So it's just like you'd expect. Cranes, boats, smelly fish.
Oh, Seafood Atlantic, speaking of.
That place is great. Best food around here. Along with Grills. Grills has great food too. Just depends on your preference. Seafood Atlantic, the boat literally comes in at Seafood Atlantic right there. And Sunrise Marina, the same thing. This is where most of the boats are kept up here.
Usually there's big old cruise ships in here, but not right now, but they will be later.
That's okay. We're going to take you up. We're almost finished. We're just coming around here. We're going to take you up to the main commercial boat ramp.
Yep. Freddie Patrick Park, they call that one. We'll get up there and see what's going on.
And all this to the left, that's a brand new parking garage. This area to the right is all brand new parking too. Just filling this area with places to park cars, you know. So they've really went in a different direction in terms of, you know, utilization of the area. A lot of parking. And the cove in the port is really fun, you know. So it's kind of a bummer that it's not the night spot that it once was.
Looks like we might have some weather here, but it's Florida, so it'll pass.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like they're like 20% chance of rain, but I don't even think they know on days like today. It's like, well, if a storm hits you, you get rain, and if not, well, you don't.
It's the beauty of a peninsula. If it's here, it'll probably be gone soon.
In general, that's the nice thing about Florida is we use the weather for our landscape, you know. It's like, oh, if we don't have clouds in the air, we don't have anything to look at. We really like this drive up through here just because it's like there's just so much every day that's different, you know. And we really think this would be a great place to have like a little market, one of those markets for these people when they're getting off the boats. There's as many as 6,000 and 8,000 people getting on and off of a cruise ship up here in Port Canaveral on a daily basis, especially on the weekends. Like today, there's probably there's 4 boats in here right now, I think.
Yep, I spot one. I see a Carnival ship up here.
Yeah, and we're gonna actually show you why it's so cool to go and go into this main docking area. It's kind of where the Florida Wildlife Commission sets up. They keep an eye on a lot of their numbers from that dock because a lot of the commercial fishermen come in and out there. Also have cruise ships that are literally parked just next to it. It's also a good little fishing spot and a great location to watch launch.
Very good location to watch a launch.
Yeah. We'll also call it like the boat ramp follies because you can sit there and watch people either load and unload their boat or try to load and unload their boat.
Well, this place is especially fun for tomorrow's launch with the return landing. You want to be as close as you can be to see that booster coming back to land. It's quite a scene.
Oh, it's returning tomorrow too?
Or I'm sorry, on the 4th. The fourth one. Yeah, that one returns.
Okay. What day is that?
That one is on Monday the 4th.
Okay, Monday the 4th. Yeah, and we were out here just the other day, and these like 6 guys were driving in on their jet skis doing like 25 each, and one guy just sprayed his friend. It's pretty cool. Next thing you know, the sheriff boat comes up behind him with his lights on, and you can tell there's port people everywhere here loading into these boats. Everybody's in their orange shirts, I'm guessing for Halloween.
Spooky. Here's Jetty Park here.
Yeah, Jetty Park.
That's a park you gotta pay to get in, and the fishing pier at the end is closed right now, so a lot of the people have been fishing over here at this park.
This is the Mardi Gras. This is one of Carnival's newer boats. If you look at the top, it's got a whole playground on top, roller coasters, etc.
Fun.
And I'm going to take you in the right way because people tend to go the wrong way in and out of this boating area. Even me sometimes. Almost did it. Got Jetty Park here to the right. You can see the camping areas. Great place to camp, right next to the boats. Highly recommended.
Great little campsite. They've got electrical hookups, and they let you tent camp too.
Yeah. And here we have the main boat ramp for Cape Canaveral, Port Canaveral. If you want to come out, they've got a bait shop right there. You can get ice right there. But, you want to get it ahead of time if you can. And we're going to leave you guys here today at the boat ramp. We want to thank everybody for joining us today.
Thank you so much for coming along for the ride with us.
We'll get out. We'll actually get out the camera.
I'm here with you.
There we go. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys staying with us till the end. And
enjoy your week.
We're doing our best. See you next time.
Have a good one.
Like and subscribe. Leave it on the script.
books, honey. You gotta pay $35 for that.
Hey, on behalf of Coco Elks,
It's
thank
funny
you
how-
all you guys for coming, man. Lady put this thing together.